I guess it doesn't matter. I can figure out how to do a limit, like a time limit on this thing. But I erased a lot of the stuff, so hopefully that should give me at least a little bit of time. This is probably going to be in just a couple of parts, but I thought maybe I finally come clean since I have the house to myself. It's about 9:30 in the morning. I'm just taking a break from cleaning. My face is reddened, as you can see. You probably can't because of the crappy lighting in the house. But it's just been a very tricky and very mentally, emotionally, and spiritually kind of battle as of late. Most of you know that I was in a relationship, and I want to say this now. I got dumped. As you can kind of see, I'm not really expressing a whole lot of concern or hurt or frustration. It's just a feeling that I didn't want to expect. I think I'm still kind of going through denial, I guess. I react very late to serious things like this, and I don't know why. Maybe it's something in the past, maybe it's something I built up from the inside, or maybe it's a mental issue, so mental emotional defense mechanism. I don't know. I always called it an emotional mental mechanism, defense mechanism, just to kind of protect myself from the hurt. And I know it was my first love. Actually, kind of, not really. I don't know if online RPing counts as first loves, but that was my first one. That one I'm not going to talk about right now. This one, it was my first love. It didn't last even a year. I believe we got together in 2016, like in summer of 2016. I think. No, was it in fall? Fall or the summer? I kind of forget already. Maybe that's kind of a good thing. And I know most of you guys don't even know, I guess you could probably guess what kind of person I always kind of liked. I always wanted, I guess, in the back of my mind, far, far in the deep recesses of my mind, where things like love were still kind of barely breathing. I just wanted someone that could be my best friend, that could support me in my passions and my talents and my weirdness. And even though I have a slight darkness, it's like a 5%, I guess, 9%. It's really not that bad. I just appreciate a lot of the dark things, like vampires, witches, Wiccans, dark metal music, death music, screamo music. I like a lot of the black clothing. That's why I like Hot Topic, because it's really dark. And I really am kind of a fan of the emo style, so even though I don't exactly have the hair for it anymore. Anyway, I just have to figure out how to use this. Anyway, I guess it doesn't matter. And at first, I did start to panic when we started talking. Usually we only got in like one short fight, but that was usually just over personal things between us. But that was only one, and that didn't last for more than 10 minutes. So I just think what I wanted is, like I said, someone I can call a best friend instead of a lover. I more or less wanted somebody that I can call buddy, or, I can call him a bitch or something, and that would be like a little joke between us. I just wanted someone I can be weird with together. That they'd be a nerd just like me. They'd be a fan of anime and Minecraft, Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball Z. Kind of be like a tomboy like me, I guess, too. I guess I don't care if they're really kind of girly. They always say opposites attract. I don't know. I just wanted someone I could hang out with on a daily basis, or if I want to have a deep talk with them under the stars, talking about life. I just wanted something like that. And if I ever want to go traveling, I can bring them with and never be alone. Most of you know the feeling of that pretty well. I'm kind of dealing with that right now. I'm probably going to cry in this video, and that's a good thing. First, it started off small. I always thought, despite us being apart, because she was all the way in Tennessee and I was here in the crappy sticks, which I guess I didn't mind. I kind of have to. I'm obliged to. Um, I always try to make sure to say hi. How are you doing? If she was feeling down or unhappy, I try to make her laugh, or we just have a deep conversation about whatever. I really am grateful for those kind of conversations. Or just being totally funny and goofing off and just laughing about shit. Or, going to watch a movie or going out to eat and just go goofing off. I guess it'd kind of be like, I wouldn't mind like a partner in crime. But I never knew what exactly I wanted because I was always the loner kid in high school that didn't care about anything. No one really ever approached me or anything or sent me those cute notes or something. Or, even started talking to me. They literally, all throughout high school, I felt like I was weird, like there was something wrong with me. I felt like I had a disease or a mental disorder or antisocial disorder. And when I did try to actually talk to people, it came out wrong or weird. So I just shut up and I just never talked to anybody because a lot of the times I'd rather be talking to people of my intellectual level or at least of my weirdness level. And I didn't see hardly anybody there. A lot of them were gangster wannabes, preppy pretty girls, or big huge girls who try to be preppy girls. A bunch of bullies, jocks, athletes. I think like 90% of my school was Mexican children and kids from the street. Like a lot of black kids and Mexican kids and a lot of white girls and white boys. So I felt like I was the black sheep of the room, of the whole school. And I felt like I was probably under the 1% of people in that school. So I never really bothered with love because I thought nobody would ever want me because of my weight and my bodily image and how I never smiled, my crooked teeth. I never really felt pretty, I guess you would say. But I still did my thing. I still dressed like a tomboy, wore a lot of black, baggy clothes. I still wear baggy clothes today, but they're a little bit more clingy to the leg, which I like. I still had the same style I did back then, but it's starting to get a little more healthy, I guess. I still love camo. I'm just starting to like Bill hats, and I still wear t-shirts because I can't wear a whole lot of feminine shirts because I'm afraid of my fat arms and everything. So I still feel like that may be a confidence issue or kind of what Shane Dawson has. He has biodimorphism or something. I don't know, maybe it's just all in my head. But anyway, back to the issue I'm dealing with right now. It started off just a simple thing. I knew she was in a like pellet gun job when she first moved out there, and apparently that was a really boring job, even though she was kind of a big person, so I figured she wouldn't be able to do a whole lot of work. So she was basically just able to sit at the computer and welcome people in and, sign them up for a gun, and then they sign out when they're done. And apparently that job didn't work out, so she moved to a KFC job, and she said she was always hungry because she was a cook. She has like culinary arts skills, and I was really impressed for the things she can make. Oh my God. I learned how to like boil chicken from like the pink fleshy part to like a pure white chicken. I learned how to do that from her. My first time making it, it was delicious. It wasn't red in the middle. It wasn't bleeding. I could at least have 2 or 3 of those things because they're nice and chunky, and I add the seasonings, and I had to dip it in like ketchup or ranch or barbecue sauce. It's really good. I made it for one time at a few houses ago with roommates, and they really liked it, so I kind of felt proud of myself. Anyway, I asked her how she's doing, and she says kind of crappy. And I was like, is it because of the job at KFC or just because you're feeling whatever today? You're feeling like shit? She said, it's kind of both. I'm so bored, etc., etc. And I was like, oh, well, I had a feeling I was trying to cheer her up. And then I was in kind of a pissy mood that day because I was upset with my aunt for some reason. Just because she's very spacey a lot of the times. I feel like I can't trust her a lot with anything. Unreliable is what the term would be. Because she literally shoves so much on her shoulders, just like my brother does. And when I actually need their help with like groceries or a ride to the bank or to help pay off the rest of my school fees or something, which is this one, it's really small, it's still there. She keeps saying, "Oh, I'll make sure I get this done. I'll make sure I get this done tomorrow, so you can go do that and do that and do that." I'm like, "Okay, as long as you just let me know when it's done, so I can go check it." And every now and again, I still go on Campus Connection to check if it's done, and it's not. So most likely, whenever I can figure out how to get money on my own without having to get a job right away, I'll just start paying things off on my own. I can literally get stuff done for myself so much quicker than anyone in my family can. I know I'm dyslexic, I don't look as super pretty, but I'm a very hard worker, and whatever I need to get done or I want to get, well, it's mostly what I need to get done than what I want. I know that saying that you can, doing what you want will make you happier and live a fuller life and living in the moment and everything, but I know that won't work. It doesn't work for me right now anyway. School got to get done first, and then I get a part-time job or a full-time job or whatever, stick in Minot for a couple more years, and then I move. I really want to move to the ocean. I know that's where hurricanes and tsunamis and earthquakes and a lot of bad people and just craziness, but I need to be able to get a job and afford a car. I just want to start traveling. I was so jealous when my brother finally got a girlfriend from Thailand, and she was really cute and nice, really small, but she was cute. And my brother's kind of into those things. He went traveling with her he went to Thailand, then he went to another place and another place. He had pictures. He was scuba diving. I was so jealous of that, so jealous. And he's actually hanging out with a lot of foreign friends, which I kind of want too. I feel like there's a lot of weird people in the foreign countries, or a foreign lineage, I guess, and I really want some of that. So hopefully with my odd personality and my strange aura and weirdness, I'll be able to attract some of those people in the future. I already have a few, but actually not a few. I just have a lot of LGBTQ people online, and I probably have 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 or 6 friends, but one of them I think is foreign. He's like from Malaysia. It's like literally on the outskirts of New Zealand or something. It's like in the middle of the ocean. It's kind of a very small country. But it's basically like, according to what he says, it's like the outskirts of Italy. So anyway, I'm rambling on. It started off as a simple conversation, and all of a sudden I mentioned Kathy, and all of a sudden he said, "That's the problem with your family that I hate. They're unreliable, they're assholes, and they're insensitive," or something like that. Just mostly the unreliable and the asshole part. And I was like, okay, I get the unreliable part, and some of them are assholes, but I think my brother Matthew is at least the least asshole part. It's like the only person I actually can get along with. It actually understands me a little bit more. And all of a sudden he started going into a deep conversation about, I printed out the whole conversation so I can try and figure it out. He used a lot of strange words. He was talking really funny. Apparently, he mentioned something about why he was so quiet and afraid. Like he was different personalities when he came around the family. And I was pretty sure that was just because you're the new guy in the family, or the new girl, and it's a really strange family. So I'm pretty sure you were just really shy, and hopefully maybe one day they'll work up to you. When I first introduced Sage to my family at the Oak Park at the girls' birthday party, me and him just pretty much sat at a table alone. And I can already tell my uncle from my aunt's marriage didn't seem to give him an evil glare, an odd glare, just stared at him. And then she was having panic attacks. She was freaking out. I was like, we can go home. We can go. We don't have to be here if you don't want to. I really didn't care either way. I really didn't. I came here. I visited the girls. I gave them their present or whatever. She's like, no. We'll stay. I just need to take deep breaths. I was like, we can go around for a walk. The Oak Park is a beautiful place. You know, we can just go around and walk and be by ourselves. It's like, no, we're fine. So I worry about people in those conditions because my sister I've seen her have panic attacks, and she stiffens and she shakes and tremors, and I'm pretty sure her heart rate goes up like crazy. And I don't know what to do. I really don't. All she says is get me her pills, and I don't think Sage didn't have anything. She didn't have money for pills or an inhaler or anything. But I had my fidget cube. I still have that thing. It's a great anxiety thing. It's either that or I click with a pen or play with one of my crystals that I have with me. Anyway, all of a sudden she started going off and yada yada, and I know my cousin's boyfriend, soon to be husband probably, I don't like him anymore, but I can tolerate being around him. That's all I can do. According to when my girlfriend first moved out, she said that we were talking about my graduation, and I was so excited for it because not only will my family all be there, I wish some of my friends from out of town could come too. Mostly just Talara and maybe Ipsy. I could care less what my family thinks of them. And I told him it was like in December of this year. And he said, wait, whoa, why is it so soon? Oh, I thought you said it was going to be like next year or something. And I was like, wait, what are you saying? And he said, well, I can't come. I'm not going to be able to come. And I'm like, wait, what? The whole reason that's going to make this graduation thing fun is if you're drinking with me and hanging out with me and everything, more so than my family. And she said, well, let's call this cousin's boyfriend Harold. And Harold apparently threatened my girlfriend to say if you ever come back to Minot, you'll get arrested and sent to jail. Because apparently Harold has told, I don't know, somebody that he thinks my girlfriend raped and had sex with the cousin's little baby boy. He was like maybe 1 or 2 at the time. He said he saw bruises and everything and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, that's a big fucking lie. You know, at times when I have to change the boy's diaper, I didn't see no bruises. He has diaper rashes like every other baby does. But I didn't see no bruises there or anything. So I'm not sure what happened there. So now I was literally upset and pissed off. At that time, I wanted to talk to this fucker because I don't like him anymore, but I don't want to cause an argument again because every time he freaking gets pissed off and yells from... I shared a house with him and my cousin. Every time he yelled, I stiffened, I shook, I got fucking scared. And the last time he literally yelled at me, right before I was going to school, I literally, finally after he was done, rambling, drunk, and on his fucking weed medicine, I literally ran upstairs because we lived in the basement of another house. It was like a big, huge house because there's another house on top and then there was a basement on the bottom. It was actually a nice house. It was probably more maintained or something. And I literally walked up the stairs. I think I slammed the door and I walked across the street and I just started sobbing halfway to school. Because it took me about an hour to get to school, so... And I didn't really have any music with me, so I just pretty much sobbed in the cold. I was really upset. That's the reason why I don't like people yelling at me. Sure, I can maybe handle it for a few seconds, but then as soon as you start yelling at me as if I did something wrong, then I will literally start crying. I'm that sensitive. And I'm not sure why that is either. And then all of a sudden in this conversation I was having with my girlfriend, she said, apparently Harold told my aunt about this, and she said the same thing, that if she ever sees my girlfriend again, she's going to kill her. And I was like, wait, I really don't believe Kathy would say that. I really did not believe Kathy would say that. Sure, she gets really pissy, and she tracks people down, and she gets angry, but I don't think she has it in her to really kill anybody. I mean, of course, most humans do have the capacity to kill another human being, but it just kind of depends on their mental state or emotional whatever. And she said, no, don't you ever wonder why that time at the lake, why I was so quiet and shy? And again, I said, I thought it was because you were shy and it's around everybody. I thought I was the only one being upset and awkward. And she said, no, because I was afraid of your aunt. I was afraid I was going to get frickin' pummeled there. And then he went to talk about some kind of threshold. I was already past the threshold, and it's kind of too late for me. So I was like, okay, wait. I went ahead and brought this up. I said, so what I was feeling for the past couple weeks between us, the love spark that we had was literally gone because of this threshold that you're talking about, this darkness that you think you have. It's like, oh, well, your family's darkness and your darkness destroy that. But I still care about you. Every time I'm close to someone or I end up falling in love with someone, it never works out. I end up hurting them, so I'm just going to leave. I'm going to disappear for a while. And I'm like, wait, shh. At this point, my girlfriend was literally freaking me the fuck out. I was panicking. My heart was racing. I was like, wait, don't hurt yourself. This sounds like it's going to be an inflicting thing. I don't want to have to read about you online or something saying you bled to death on the floor. I don't really want that because I would literally not be able to get that out of my mind forever. And said, no, I'm just going to disappear for a while. I care about you too much. And I was like, wait, what darkness? I only have my darkness is like this much compared to what apparently she has. She has this huge thing on her that literally possessed her. It took her over. Apparently she did some really bad things as a child that she didn't want to do, but she was forced to do. And so that changed her forever. And she doesn't want me to get hurt or involved in all that. She wants me to have a normal life. And I was like, wait. So this is what I think it is. You're choosing this threshold over us. It's like, oh no, it's complicated. It can't be complicated. Just talk to me, baby. And when I took her out to the lake that one time, I pulled her aside and said, can I talk to you? I was like, I know this is a first relationship. We're both pretty shy people. I know my family can be pretty intimidating. But if you have any problems with them or with me, or you see an issue that you don't feel comfortable talking about, pull me aside and we will talk about it. I believe in any relationship, communication is the key. Whether it's about something that your other half did, or something your family did, talk about it. It'll hopefully bring some understanding and some closure. And trust. Communication, trust, and honesty. And she kind of looked away from me at that time and said, okay, I will. And I kind of wasn't really satisfied with that, but I was like, okay, let's just get this lake done thing over with. So we actually had fun. The girls were playing with them. And then when it came time to close to dinner, I always bring my poetry and drawing stuff, and I walked away, but apparently Sage didn't follow me, which kind of hurt a little bit more too. I was just having a feeling that this wasn't going to go right, and I'm going to be alone again. Apparently my instincts and my intuition was right. And then I said, oh, well, I didn't really feel anything. And my heart was just kind of shuddering, and I was coming close to tears. And I said, oh, well, if this is it, then good luck. Have a nice life. Night. Ruby. Ruby was her OC that I drawed for her, and that was it. I blocked notification from her. I'm really tempted to just delete her from my friend list because I don't want to hear any more from her. It's just, I don't know how to feel anymore. I mean, I never really cared much that if we had sex or anything, or we kind of kissed at times and hugged and held hands. I was very patient with her. If she had any issues, I really hoped that she would tell me, but she didn't. Apparently she only connected with me online that day when we met on Facebook, that she had this threshold thing in her and she saw me and hoped that I would fix it. And that as an empathic, which I very well think I am, it's just not that strong. She says that empathic, you should have sensed all this, so if you couldn't, then you probably should. And I'm like, what the hell? What does that mean? So I literally feel a mixture between hurt and betrayal, and this is like, besides my sisters, which is still the worst thing I've still ever faced, and every time I get yelled at or lectured from family, that's just an annoyance that never will end. But this hurts pretty bad. At first, my brother had alcohol in the house, of course. I could have so easily just drank myself and passed out somewhere, but I didn't. I literally made sure I felt everything. And the only thing I think I'm accidentally doing is I'm stress eating again, because something is bothering me about this and I can't figure it out. I don't much cry over her right now. It's just something that's stuck in my head. It's still stuck in my head. I don't know how to get rid of it. So for those of you that watch this video, if you ever had a breakup like this, or ever had a first love like I did and was dumped on, maybe you can tell me what happened with this and maybe advice. But right now I'm just trying to distract myself from this, dealing with school or babysitting girls or cleaning or just, playing on the Xbox to help distract myself. My brother re-downloaded Minecraft, so that's what I've been trying to do a lot. But other times I can't sit still even when I don't eat anything. I can't sit still. I start freaking out like something's bothering me. But I just can't see it. I felt like I was lied to. I felt like I was played. I felt like I was betrayed, all because whatever light I had, whatever spiritual energy that she was attracted to, didn't work in his favor. And Harold, when he dropped us off that one time, he asked about Sage, and I was like, no, we're done with. I didn't want to explain a whole lot to him because he would only track him down. This is the thing. I know I got dumped on, I got hurt and betrayed and used. I just don't want to tell in my family because they would only track her down on Facebook and yell at her and threaten her and everything, and I don't want that. I don't want that blame and pressure to be on me. I'm handling enough already. I cannot handle all of a sudden her killing herself because of all the pressure from the family. I kind of already knew what darkness from the family that she was talking about, but she still could have talked to me, or we could have made a little meeting with the family to talk about it, but it seems like she hid from me. I mean, I understand hiding is a lot easier than confrontation, but the only way I think we're going to get past the first couple levels of this relationship is to open up to each other and learn how to be naked in front of each other, truly naked and vulnerable. I've done that a few times already, but she just seems to hide away from me. So anyone that watches this, please don't go after my girlfriend. I'm pretty sure you already know her name already. She was a femboy. She was kind of a big girl boy thing. She had quite the curls and pretty blue eyes. I guess you can say I really miss her for how I've been acting. And when I was freaking out that one time, she said, also, with the way you're acting, and also that explains everything too. And I'm like, I'm freaking out. I felt like after that night, I still don't think I can tell anybody because everyone's been dicks or just drinking and working all the time, so I don't feel like I can talk to anybody. I only talked to one person online, an old friend of mine, and he actually understands it most, so hopefully this video will help me out. So this is my first love story time. Maybe I'll talk about my first actual crush another time. So give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and leave any comments below if on any advice or stories you have about your first love. I apologize for the bad lighting, but this is myself, so I love you guys. Have a nice rest of your Easter weekend. I love you. Bye.